that morning, the air at the military base was cool and scented with dew sticking to the grass. However, in cyberspace, the air feels otherwise hot, wheezing, and full of online whispers that shoot faster than a training bullet. The hashtag hashtag Cha Eun Woo rumor Medis is back trending. It hasn't even been a week since the cryptic photo went viral. Now a new upload adds fire to the embers. Someone claims to recognize who the woman in the white uniform is. His name is Shin Ha-rin, wrote an anonymous account on a fan forum. He is a volunteer medic in the unit where Cha Eun Woo is serving. They met often because Eun Woo had been a soldier's representative for health checks several times. The upload was quickly copied to various platforms. Comments flooded in. Some were skeptical, some were overjoyed, some were surprised that the name called was not a random name. Ha-rin is rumored to have been a medical student who also participated in an international volunteer program. From just a blurry photo, now the rumor is starting to form a real figure. And the world seemed to stop for a moment to ask, kissing face, is it true that love can grow in the middle of a barracks in uniform? According to our team's fictitious tracing, the medical unit where Eun Woo was often checked out was not a large facility, just a simple medical tent on the east side of the base. The walls are made of iron panels of olive green color, the smell of antiseptic drugs is pungent, and in the corner of the room stands an old fan that rotates slowly. It was in this place, said a number of anonymous sources, that meetings between Eun Woo and Ha-rin often took place. He came a few times because of a minor injury to the wrist, said a young soldier. The officer who handled that time was Ha-rin. At first it was very professional, but over time it became more familiar. An administration staffer added. Both of them often chuckle during examination sessions. But the atmosphere is not like flirting, more like two people who are comfortable talking. However, in the eyes of outsiders, it can be misinterpreted. The words comfortable talking became the main ingredient of netizen speculation. In digital public spaces, comfort is often considered a sign of privileged proximity. At a few days after the first rumors broke out, someone uploaded a new 12-second snippet of the video. The clip shows Eun Ho sitting on a small park bench behind a military clinic. Next to him, a low-tied-haired female figure believed to be Ha-rin gives him a glass of water. There is no sound other than the swish of the wind and the sound of birds. But for the online world, that silence speaks loudly. Look at the way he's staring, wrote a user on the forum. He looks smiling. These are not just ordinary patients and nurses. Another added, in less than 3 hours, the video was viewed hundreds of thousands of times. There are those who make a frame-by-frame analysis, highlighting the position of the hands, the direction of view, to the shape of the shadow on the ground. There's even a long thread titled *12 seconds that changed Cha Eun Woo's career? Although no one knew the real context, the video was enough to make the rumors reach their peak. After days of speculation, for the first time Shin Ha-rin's name appeared in the national fictional media. Internal sources confirmed that there was indeed a medic by that name who served in the same unit. He was known to be humble, diligent, and rarely interacted with public personnel. Her co-workers described Ha-rin as someone who is calm and attentive, but very strict about rules. He's not the attention-seeking type, said one of the military doctors. He's a little awkward when he gets caught. So these rumors took him by surprise. According to another testimony, Cha Eun Woo and Ha-rin first had a long talk while Cha Eun Woo was helping to lift medical logistics when a storm came hitting the tent. At that time many tools almost fell. Cha Eun Woo helps hold the medicine box, while Ha-rin tries to save the patient's records. They laughed because their hands were equally dirty with mud. Since then they have often greeted each other, explains an eyewitness at a simple moment, but in the eyes of the outside world, it becomes a sweet story. He didn't take long. Aroha, Cha Eun Woo's fandom, was again divided into two camps. 1. Positive team **, which considers this human closeness to be natural. 2. The protective team **, who are worried that this kind of rumor could affect Cha Eun Woo's reputation during his enlistment. Comments scattered on fictitious social media. If he's happy, we're happy too. Please don't bother him with gossip. He's just doing his job. But why do all rumors start from blurry photos? We need real clarification. Some fans even created a fan thread titled If Ha-rin is right, let's respect her. On the other hand, sensational accounts nevertheless provoke clicks with headlines like Love blossomed in the middle of a gun? Asterisk. In fact, these rumors show how fragile the boundaries between privacy and the public are in the digital and the world of celebrities. Silence is often interpreted as confirmation. When Fantajo Entertainment's management chose not to comment, the public was even more convinced that something was up. However, a public communications expert says, in a military situation, not everything can be clarified. There are protocols, there is personnel privacy, but the public thinks silence means hiding something. In fact, many professional interactions between soldiers and medical personnel are then misinterpreted. But the entertainment world rarely makes room for realistic interpretations. One anonymous source gave an interesting testimony. One night after a medical checkup, Cha gives Eun Woo Plester a little picture of a star. He's said to cover a small wound on the finger. The next day, Eun Woo still wears it at the morning apple. That little moment immediately became the subject of conversation. Some colleagues even tease Eun Woo with the title, Star Warrior. He just laughed. But that night, as he wrote to his family, some witnesses said his expression looked different, softer, calmer, and no one knows the contents of the letter. But gossip says there is one short sentence that offends someone from the medical unit in a closed-door interview. Cha finally responds to the rumors circulating. Eun Woo is a polite and hard-working soldier, he said quietly. He always made sure all members of the medical team were respected as well. We're just co-workers. However, when asked about the viral 12-second video, he smiled briefly. It was a very hot day. I gave him water because he was almost dehydrated. Nothing more than that. Although the answer sounded rational, the public was captivated by his way of looking at the camera. Calm but a little nervous. The interview clip went viral again. And as soon as the circle of rumors swirled, nothing really stopped. Some fictional entertainment media began speculating about the impact of these rumors on Cha Eun Woo's post-enlistment career. Some write that this actually shows her human and tender side, reinforcing her positive image. There are also those who worry that excessive publicity can interfere with their focus during duty. Fictitious management finally released a brief statement. We appreciate all forms of public attention. However, we expect the privacy of military personnel, including Eun Woo, to be respected. There is no denial, but there is also no confession. For the online world, such ambiguous statements only add to the discussion material. One of Eun Woo's colleagues said, he remains the same as always. Not affected. But I know he reads those comments silently. A few nights later, Eun Woo is seen writing something in a small book. When asked, he simply replied, I write lyrics about feeling calm in a noisy place. The sentence caused a new wave in the community of fans of his music. Some interpret it as a form of reflection on rumors. Some consider it a signal that he channels his emotions through work. After being in the spotlight, Cha also received great attention. Anonymous letters came to the medical post. Some contained support, others mixed messages. But Cha remains focused on her task. He never talked about it again, said a colleague. He just said, I hope after this, people stop associating duty with gossip. His professional attitude actually made many netizens start to respect him. A new hashtag appeared ***# hashtag respect ****. This rumor is not just about two people. It is about how the public loves public figures in an intense, sometimes exaggerated way. About how one smile can be interpreted hundreds of times in meaning.